This is a Manta Sports Media presentation of 2A football playoff action. Tonight's matchup is going to be facing the home West Carter Comets, currently number 2 in 2A with a record of 9-1, and they're going to be taking on the visiting Walton-Verona Bearcats, currently number 19th in the state and at a record of 7-4. So we would like to welcome you to a wet West Carter High School. Has been raining, and the rain is starting to pick up just a little bit more here this afternoon. He's hoping it would slack down, but I think we're going to get one little band in before too long here, and hopefully this will kind of chase on out here for the rest of the evening. But we've definitely got a good ball game set up for you here this afternoon. Two very high-scoring teams, and of course the rain and the mud may have a little something to do with that here this afternoon. Of course, definitely would like to mention a couple of our good players and everything else that we have out there. Of course, we'll start off with the matchup of the quarterbacks here this afternoon. And, of course, for West Carter, and we'll talk about him just a little bit more here in a little bit, school record-setting Ori Perry has 21 touchdowns on the season, with only 4 interceptions, and has netted out 1,177 yards. That is adding to his career record, making him the school overall leader here at West Carter High School. He has a pass completion percentage of 54.2%, and he is 96 for 177 in passing. And he's going to be taking on a very tough Trey Hatmaker from Walton-Verona, as he has 13 touchdowns with 8 interceptions, with a total net of 1,121 yards. So both these quarterbacks very tight here this afternoon. His passing completion percentage is 52.9%, and he has a passing rating of 72 out of 136 attempts. Of course, mentioning on about Ori Perry just a little bit, we'll mention him. Of course, he is wearing number 19 on the field here today. And he has a career high for West Carter High School and has the school record of 3,175 yards. Also has 46 career touchdowns. And in his last game, had a fantastic, probably his best game that he's had all season, with 16 for 24 and passing for 212 yards and for 4 touchdowns during that game. So we'd like to give Ori Perry a big congratulations for becoming the school leader. He knocked off Braden Brown from a few years ago, and so I know the Brown family and everything is excited, especially to see West Carter to get back into the regional round here for 2A football. Of course, part of the other heading that we're going to be taking a look at is also Latavius Klein. Now, Latavius Klein still seeking to beat the school record in rushing. But he is currently number 1 right now in 2A with 1,735 yards, with 25 rushing touchdowns and 1 passing touchdown. And he is the number 5 state-ranked overall amongst all classes in rushing. And he is also number 2 in the 2A scoring with 16.8. Points per game. So Latavius Klein, definitely someone to watch here today. Of course, hopefully the rain will not affect too much here today. I know last week we had a muddy field, but no rain falling down. But today, rain's actually picking up just a little bit here at West Carter. You can probably see a little bit on your screen as we go through. Fortunately, we're up here on top of the press box underneath a awning. And so glad to be here, bring you this 2A football action here today. So let's take a look now at a matchup between the teams overall. We can see that with the Walton-Verona, they are number 17th in the state with team scoring, while West Carter is number 2. West Carter scored a total of 394 points this season, while Walton-Verona has scored 291. West Carter has the number 2 team defense in 2A, while Walton-Verona has the number 5. West Carter's only allowed 125 points across the 10 games that they have played, while Walton-Verona, having played in 11 games, has allowed 163 points. As far as rushing, West Carter is the number 10 team in 2A, rushing for the ball for 2,197 yards, while Walton-Verona has rushed the ball 1,919 yards. As far as passing goes, West Carter is ranked number 15th in the state, 2A, with 1,177 yards. And Walton-Verona is number 18th in the state with 1,144 yards. So according to On Paper, these teams are pretty close as far as their offensive and defensive production. But of course, on a wet, rainy field, anything can just about happen here tonight. Of course, as far as rankings go, West Carter is number 2 in the state with Walton-Verona at number 19. And so we'll get you to the field here as we're going to be taking a look at, of course, the wet, rainy field. You can definitely see that there is some mud puddles out there and everything, so it should make for some exciting football here this afternoon. We've got 11 minutes and 15 seconds before kickoff here this afternoon. Of course, West Carter now is a huge crowd as what we had last week. I think they still had a few tickets for sale on the GoFan website. Of course, they are not selling tickets at the gate here tonight. Everything had to be pre-purchased on there, but fans are starting to pile in just a little bit. Of course, everybody not wanting to get too wet out there today, and glad that you're joining with us here today. Of course, this is Jeff Irwin with Mantis Sports Media. Of course, this afternoon, we're glad to have the West Carter Band out on the field today underneath the direction of J.L. Hilton. And, of course, coming out onto the field right now is the Colors. And they are presented by the West Carter High School Junior ROTC program. So we're going to be getting ready for the national anthem here just shortly. Of course, as we said, Walton-Verona comes in today 7-4 on the season. And they are 6-0 in the Class 2A. And West Carter is coming in 9-1 on the season. And they are 5-0 in 2A.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Principal Karen Tackett and head coach Daniel Barker would like to welcome you to West Carter High School for the regional championship of Class 2A. At this time, we would ask you to stand for the presentation of the colors and the playing of our national anthem. The cadets would like to remind all in attendance that removal of hats and placing your right hand over your heart during the playing of the national anthem is proper courtesy during this presentation. The colors are presented this evening by the West Carter High School Junior ROTC Color Guard. Carrying the United States flag is Cadet Captain Serenity Lazat. Carrying the Commonwealth Kentucky flag is Cadet Major Jesse Salyers. Carrying the West Carter School flag is Cadet Sergeant Kenny Simmerly. The rifle bearers are Cadets Lieutenant Colonel Shane Bear and Staff Sergeant Roy Buckler. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing until the colors have exited the playing field. The national anthem will be played tonight by the West Carter Comet Marching Band.
And the national anthem is played by the West Carter Pep Band, a marching band underneath the direction of J.L. Hilton. As the colors are now getting ready to leave the field. Fantastic job of presenting the colors from the West Carter High School Junior ROTC program.
The Kentucky High School Athletic Association requires officials to enforce sportsmanship rules for athletes and coaches. We will not tolerate negative statements or actions between opposing players, especially trash talking, taunting, or baiting of opponents. If such comments are heard or actions seen...
Of course, this is the final 8, or the Elite 8, that is going to be played here this afternoon. West Carter made this trip last year as they were stopped in the 3rd round last year as they were on the road playing this year. Of course, we have an introduction of the officiating crew.
Dave Anderson. Side judge, Jeffrey Atkins. Field judge, Brett Ritchie.
All coming in from the 16th, kind of a mix of some from the 16th region.
Is elected to defer to the second half. So Walton-Verona will be receiving the ball to start the
West
game.
Carter won the toss and is elected to defer to the second half, while Walton-Verona will be receiving the opening kickoff here today. Of course, West Carter, the District 8 champions. We saw them play last week against Shelby Valley here at Blankenship Field here at West Carter High School, as they easily took down the Wildcats 48-17. And that's how they advanced here tonight. Before that, in the first round of the 2A Gridiron Bowl for the playoffs, they defeated Prestonsburg by a score of 36-6, and that game was played over at Kentucky Christian University in Grayson. But as we said last year, this team, they took on a very tough Beechwood, which may be a possibility of who they might be playing next week if they advance here today. One of these teams more than likely will be playing Beechwood, but we'll have to see who they're going to be playing. But last year they lost to Beechwood in the 3rd round by a score of 42-7. Of course, Walton-Verona, no stranger to the playoffs. Of course, last year they lost in the 3rd round themselves against Breathitt County by a score of 57-28. So both of these teams finishing out in the 3rd round, the regional round last year. So one of these two teams will be advancing on to the 4th round, the semi-state round, the final 4 of the football playoff. As the District 8 champions, West Carter Comets, getting ready to come out onto the field. Of course, back-to-back champions for the last 2 years. They defeated Shelby Valley last year and this year to take the district championship. Of course, the Walton-Verona Bearcats are the district champions of the 5th district in 2A football. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to go here before kickoff. As we said, this is going to be a wet and wild one here tonight. Very high-scoring teams that is going to be playing. So we expect some good football unless the weather kind of slows things down just a little bit. Of course, the rain still coming down ever so slightly. You can see it in the lights here, almost as a fine mist coming down, but hopefully that will be gone here within the next half hour. Of course, remember to go ahead and like us on Facebook and put a comment down on who you're rooting for this afternoon. Love to be able to hear from you and also where you're listening from. We'd like to thank the West Carter Quarterback Club for sponsoring us here this afternoon and paying our broadcasting fees so that we can bring this game live to you here tonight. So thank you, Beverly Barker and the Quarterback Club, for all that you do for West Carter High School football sports. Minute 30 left until kickoff as teams are getting ready to take the field. Of course, a very wet and sloppy field here today, so should make some interesting. Walton-Verona usually a more heavily passing team, so we'll be interested to see how their wide receivers handle this wet field. Usually they're more familiar with playing on artificial turf coming out of the northern Kentucky area. Of course, West Carter playing here at home, and will continue to play at home if they win here tonight for next week's semi-state matchup. As we said, taking a look at the brackets on there, probably more than likely they'll be either playing Beechwood or Breathitt County. Of course, Beechwood getting the first round bye, and then they played Lloyd Memorial and defeated them 38-0. And then, of course, Breathitt County had to take out Knox County Central 66-26, and then defeated Leslie County 41-19. And they're going to be playing at Beechwood here this afternoon. Of course, still a few teams hanging around here in the 16th region area or in this eastern Kentucky area. Johnson Central still in play, as well as the Ashland Paul Blazer. And Fleming County, I believe, they are going to be playing tonight. Round County, unfortunately, had to withdraw due to COVID regulations, and so they ended their season as district champions. So we're getting ready here for the kickoff now. Garrett Wolf will be kicking the ball away.
Pick up for the Thomas number 20, Garrett Wolf.
Walton-Verona has one deep back. And kind of a pooch kick, taking about the 38-yard line. And so it's going to be Walton-Verona taking over about the 42-yard line here at West Carter to start things out.
We'll start out first and 10 from their 42-yard line.
Walton-Verona with two on the right-hand side, one on the left. Quarterback's in the, and we got a flag on the play to start things out.
Flag on the play.
And this is going to be a false start against Walton-Verona.
On the Bearcats, it'll be first and 15.
So that's going to push them back 5 yards as it's going to be first and 15. There's snap and runs it up toward the middle, and that's going to be stopped. He's going to pick up about a yard on the play. So it's going to be
pick up a yard on that play.
So it's going to be second down and 14 on the play for the Bearcats as they took the run. two wideouts. Fullback, man in motion now for the Bearcats as he hands off up toward the middle, and he's going to be stopped. No, he fought around just a little bit more and picked up a couple more yards on the play, so that's going to bring up third down.
26, Jonathan Freeman on the carry.
Be 3rd and 12.
Gains 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 12 for the Bearcats.
So right in the wet part of the field, taking it right up the middle of the gut, but stopped, of course, first play. They had the penalty. It drove them back 5 yards, but they've managed to get 3 of those yards back. One on the left, one on the right, 2 in the backfield. And looks like he's setting the pass. Slipped a little bit. He's going deep on this one. And that is an incomplete pass. So Hatmaker tried to get that one out to number 34. That's Colton Sawyer.
Incomplete pass.
And so he just about had it. It was right in his hands and slipped out as he was going down. Of course, Hatmaker ended up slipping in the backfield before he threw the pass.
Back run is number 4, Trey Hatmaker.
So number 4, Hatmaker, is going to be kicking this off, and this is a high snap. And he's going to be brought down well behind the line of scrimmage, all the way down to about the 28-yard line. And so Wes Carter is going to take over in excellent field position here this afternoon.
Wes Carter will start out 1st and 10 in Bearcat territory from the 28-yard line.
So they're going to have him marked down at the 28-yard line. Wes Carter starting out in fantastic field position here this afternoon on the errant pass. Hands this one off to Klein as he heads off, and he has got a hole up the middle, and he has looks like he has a first down and a few extra yards. So good run there by Klein. Gets started out on the 28-yard line and takes it 11 yards up to the 17-yard line. So the Comets are now in the red zone for the first time this afternoon. And Klein takes again over to the left, and he makes it about to the 10-yard line.
21, Klein takes the ball to the edge.
And so that's going to bring up second down. So it'll be 2nd and about 5 for Wes Carter on the back of Klein's fantastic running here so far, and they're going to hand it to him again. He sweeps over to the right. He's got one man to beat, and he is in for the touchdown. So Wes Carter is going to strike first here at 9 minutes and 18 seconds left to go here in the first half. And the fireworks are heading off here at Wes Carter High School.
Fireworks are provided by Jeremy and Missy Nitt.
So fantastic running there by Klein. Just get it to him on straight runs. I believe that took about 4 or 5 plays for Klein to get in the end zone from out 28 yards back. So Wes Carter strikes first here. Team's getting set up. Wolf and McGlone is in the backfield. And they're switching positions, and they're going to be setting up, and Wolf's going to be kicking this extra point. And the ball's down, kick is up, and it is good, but there is a flag on the play.
Extra point brought to you by State Representative Patrick Lane.
And so we'll see what the officials have here before we mark it down. The extra point is good, and there's going to be running into the kicker, so that is going to go down against Walton-Verona. So that penalty is going to be assessed on the kickoff here at Wes Carter. So West Carter playing the fight song here today, enjoying an early 7-0 lead to start things out with. We'll be back here in 30 seconds on the Mantis Sports Media Network.
Familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out."
And we're back here at West Carter High School at Blankenship Field. So they're going to be kicking this off from the 45-yard line after the personal foul or running into the kicker or roughing the kicker. And the ball is kicked off, and this one is going, and they're going to let this one go back for a touchback.
Kick out the end zone, and Walton-Verona will start out first and 10 from the 20-yard line.
So Walton-Verona will be starting out on the 20-yard line here on their second possession. They started out the game with a false start, drove them back 5 yards, ran the ball 3 times, and then on the punt, it was a high punt back to Hatmaker, the quarterback, who's also the kicker. And he couldn't handle that, and then West Carter took over an excellent field position, and then after about 4 or 5 runs from Klein, they were in the end zone, and they pitched this out to the right-hand side, and he is going to be dropped down about the line of scrimmage. Not going to be picking up much on that one. So that's going to bring up. They might have lost maybe a half a yard on that one, as they're at about the 19.5-yard line. As the rain has just about stopped here at West Carter right now. Second down now for the Bearcats, man in motion. Fakes one hand off and then hands it off up to the middle, but he is going to be met at the line of scrimmage again. Number 14 on the carry, Jacob Gaines. And so that's going to bring up a third down for the Bearcats, and he might have lost the rest of that half yard, and so it's going to be third down. Or no, they're going to mark him right at the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Bearcats. Lining up 2 wide receivers on the left, a wide receiver and a tight end on the right. 1 man in the back, man in motion now. And he looks and tries to pass this one, but it not hardly going anywhere. That one, Hatmaker was intended that one to go over to number 26, Jonathan Freeman. And that is going to bring up 4th and 10 for the Bearcats. So we'll see if that their punting team is coming back out. Trey Hatmaker back again to punt.
Back deep for the Constance, number 22, Jackson Bond.
And this time he gets the punt off, gets up to about the 40-yard line, and that is where it's going to stop at. And so they are going to down it at about the 43-yard line. So that was almost a 30-yard punt for Hatmaker.
43-yard line of the Bearcats.
So West Carter starting again,
10 yards to go.
Once again in Bearcat territory, right here at the 43-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10. Hands this one off to Klein again, but he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. And he's still up, but they're going to give him forward progress, so he's going to pick up about half a yard, but a little bit of extra shoving going on down there as they split up the pile just a little bit. So pickup of just about 1 is going to make it 2nd and 9 for West Carter.
2nd down and 9.
As we said, both these teams lost in the third round, the regional round last year. And so somebody is definitely going to be advancing on to the Final Four. As they hand it off to Klein, he sweeps out over to the left. He's still on his feet, and he's got a first down and then some.
Good enough for a first down. That first down brought to you by Mills and Gavin Pharmacy of Olive Hill.
So fantastic sweep off to the left there by Klein. Brings up first down again for Wes Carter. As they're going to bring in Cole Crampton now to replace Klein after running him for the past few plays. And they're going to hand this one off to Crampton as he cuts off to the right and then cuts back. And he is picked up about, looks like almost about 8 yards on the play. So it's going to bring up second and short for Wes Carter.
Down, 2 yards to go for the Comets.
So as Wes Carter has now gotten back into the red zone again of Walton-Verona. 2 on the left, 1 on the right. Crampton in the back, and they hand it off, and there's a slip. And this one, it looks like Walton-Verona may have got it, but they're going to say that Wes Carter did recover it. Crampton ended up falling on it. Walton-Verona had a chance to get that one, but Crampton ended up falling on top of it and ripping it away. So that's going to bring up third down.
It'll be third down and 4 to go.
So he ended up losing 2 yards on that little slip. Bad handoff there between Crampton and Perry. So we've got our first fumble here of the evening. Crampton in the backfield, 2 wide receivers, 1 on the left, 1 on the right. They hand it off to Crampton again, and looks like he's just about had the first down. So he is going to get another Wes Carter first down.
First down for the Comets. First down brought to you by Mills and Gavin.
So it'll be first and 10 for Wes Carter right on the 20-yard, about the 16 or 17-yard line. As they line up again, 1 wide receiver on the left, McGlone on the left, Bond on the right. Klein's back in the backfield. They hand it off to him again. He heads up the middle. And he's going to pick up maybe about 5 on the play.
Yeah, 4 yards on the carry.
So it's going to be bringing up about 2nd and 6 for the Comets. Perry's looking over for any change of the play. Get this one over to Klein as he sweeps off to the left. He's at the 10, the 5, and he is going to be in for another Wes Carter touchdown. So Klein picking up his 2nd touchdown here of the evening as Wes Carter is on top right now, 13 to nothing with 3:47 left to go here in the first quarter. So Wes Carter once again striking early and striking often. Do apologize for the speaker in the shot there. And they are going to run a 2-point play as McGlone takes it, and he heads over to the left, and he is not going to be successful on that. So Wes Carter does not end up getting the 2-point conversion. He was taken down just about the 1-yard line. A little bit hard to see on the camera with the speaker and the tent in the way on that end, but he took the direct snap and took it straight off to the left and ended up getting wrapped up by a couple Bearcats right around the 1-yard line and knocked out of bounds. So light mist continuing to fall here at West Carter so far. As the Bearcats getting back out on the field, number 3, Wally Barker, is set to take the kickoff for Walton-Verona as he is deep around the 5-yard line. Garrett Wolf is going to be kicking this off from their own 40-yard line. 3:47 left to go in the first quarter. West Carter taking the early lead here this afternoon. So West Carter going off the back have not attempted a pass so far yet. Everything has been all on the ground for West Carter here so far. But they have been getting the success here. So Walton-Verona is going to have to figure out how to stop Klein and Crampton. As Barker gets the kickoff, and he is making a good return, getting it up to about the 29-yard line.
Number 3, Wally Baker on the return. Brought down by number 84, Alec Wood.
So he picks up around looks about a 15 to 20-yard return.
Bearcats start out first and 10 on their 28-yard line.
And so Bearcats have getting possession right at their own 39-yard line. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. 2 wide receivers on the left, 1 on the right, 2 in the backfield for Walton-Verona. There's the snap, hands it off, and he goes up to the middle and falls just about at the line of scrimmage, taken down. Of course, the numbers are starting to get real muddy out there, but that was number 13, Dylan Rowe. Getting taken down the runner there for a slight loss on the play.
Second down and 10 yards to go for the Bearcats.
He lost maybe about a foot or two on that, but Dylan Rowe takes him down. Of course, these linemen, I have a feeling before too long, we're not going to be able to tell who's who out there. Walton-Verona takes the snap. He's looking to pass. Gets this one over to the right-hand side, and that is almost intercepted by Latavius Klein. He was intending that one for Colton Salver, and threw that one well short. He was well guarded on the side, and Latavius Klein was right there, but the ball just slipped right through his arms. And so that is an incomplete pass. So Walton-Verona can take a breather on that one because that was a pass that should have been picked off. So it's going to be bringing up 3rd down and 10 for Walton-Verona. Two wide receivers on the left, 1 on the right. 2 in the back, has a man in motion. Hands this one off to number 26, and he is going to get about 6 yards on the play. That was Jonathan Freeman.
Number 26, Freeman on the carry.
But that's going to be a little bit too short for Walton-Verona, as that's going to be bringing up 4th down.
Gain of 6 on the play, brings up 4th down, 4 yards to go.
So it's 4th and 4, so we will see what Walton-Verona comes out with. Of course, they're bringing out some new players as they're switching out the line. So we'll take a look, and it looks like Trey Hatmaker is heading to the backfield, and it looks like this is going to be another punt for Walton-Verona. There's the snap. He gets the kickoff, and this one is going to roll down about to the West Carter 30-yard line.
Shot of the 30-yard line. Your comments will start out 1st and 10.
About a 40-yard punt after the roll and the stopping down by Walton-Verona. So West Carter is going to pick it up 1st and 10 from about their own 30-yard line. Looks like Walton-Verona's in the nickel package. West Carter has Bond on the right, McGlone on the left. Klein in the backfield, out of the shotgun. Hands this one off to the Klein. He's still on his feet, and he's going to get past the 40-yard line, so he's going to pick up, looks to be about a first down for West Carter.
First down yardage. That first down brought to you by Medicine Cabinet Pharmacy of All Field.
West Carter still on the same format. This time Perry's looking for his first passes. He has Bond wide open down the end, and it is complete. He's at the 20, the 10, slips down at the 1-yard line. Oh my goodness.
Jackson Bond.
So that was at about the 40-yard line. That is close to about a 59-yard pass for Ori Perry to Jackson Bond. He just about had it. That field, if it was a dry field, he would have been in the end zone for 6. But instead, they're going to have to try to run another play here with 1 minute and 14 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. So Perry's first pass here this afternoon gets it down to Bond and gets it right within the they're going to mark him down at the 2-yard line. And so West Carter is going to take their first time out here this afternoon. We'll be back here in 30 seconds on the Mantis Sports Media Network.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient. You got this.
You are there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient.
We'll be back here in 30 seconds on the Mantis Sports Media Network.
Why should young people care about the spread of coronavirus? Well, we know that people with underlying medical conditions over the age of 60 are at highest risk, but they've got to get it from somebody.
So we're asking everyone to be selfless for others so that we can protect those who are most susceptible.
Not going to bars, not going to restaurants. It all just means physical separation so that you have a space between you and others
For more information on how you can social distance, please go to coronavirus.gov.
And we're back here at West Carter. Sorry for the no sound during that touchdown. Klein ended up taking it the 2 yards to the house for another touchdown. That's his third touchdown here of the evening. With all the new equipment and everything else, sometimes I forget to turn up the volume after the commercials. But Wolf kicks this one away. And that is taken at about the 25-yard line, and he is still on his feet. And he is finally brought down. Looks like number 20 got him. Garrett Wolf, the kicker, ended up getting him a fantastic reception by Walton-Verona.
28 yards on that carry.
28-yard return.
Bearcats will start out.
So Bearcats are finally going to be starting out in West Carter territory for the first time this afternoon. As the wind's starting to pick up here at West Carter. And they take this to a run over to the left. He's going to be picking up some yardage on that one.
26, Freeman on the carry.
That was number 26, Jonathan Freeman on the carry.
It'll be second down and 4 to go.
So it's going to be 2nd and 4 for the Bearcats. As they try to get the play off with about 10 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. They get the snap, hand this one off up to the middle. And he's going to be close to a first down, but not quite. As that is going to end the first quarter. I believe that was number 26, Freeman on the carry again. So it is going to be about 3rd and 1 coming back in, starting things off here in the second quarter. So we'll take another 30-second break, and we'll be back again here. This is Jeff Irwin on the Manta Sports Media Network.
Wash your hands. Scrub them while you sing this song. Wash. Rub your hands and fingers and the places in between. Using soap and water makes your hands so clean. Wash your hands. Great job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now dry.
Wash your hands for 20 seconds, just like Elmo.
And we're back here at West Carter High School again at the end of the first quarter. It is West Carter 20, Walton-Verona nothing so far, but they are going to be at 3rd and 1 at about the 29-yard line. There's the snap. Hands this one off to the middle, and he is wrapped up quickly. And he's fighting for that. He was brought down by 3 Comets. Number 13, Dylan Rowe on the tackle. And they're going to give him the first down after that. He was wrapped up right around the line of scrimmage. I believe that was Freeman on the run again. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Bearcats on looks to be about the 28-yard line. And Walton-Verona is going to take a timeout. Didn't like the format of what was set up in front of them. So 11 minutes and 33 seconds left to go here in the first half as Walton-Verona takes their first timeout. Both teams have taken one. So each of them have 2 left here in the first half. Walton-Verona starting to get a little bit of headway. Of course, starting off on the fantastic opening kickoff. But then off of the back of number 26, Jonathan Freeman, they've made it down getting close into, getting deeper into Comet territory. This time he hands it off to number 7, and he's going to be brought down around the 25-yard line. Number 7 is Tyson Beach.
Gain of 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Bearcats.
So it'll be 2nd and 7 after a gain of 3. Walton-Verona setting up again. 2 wide outs, 1 on the left, 1 on the right. Fullback on the left-hand side. Man in motion. Hands this off to the middle, and he is going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage for no gain. That was number 26, Jonathan Freeman, on the run again as he tried to take it up the gut. But that's going to bring up 3rd down and 7 for Walton-Verona.
That brings up 3rd and 7.
Man in motion for Walton-Verona. And we're going to have a flag on the play. And this is going to be a false start against Walton-Verona. So that's going to be backing up about another 5 yards. So it'll be 3rd and 12. So just when they were getting a little bit of headway out there, they get another false start penalty to push them back 5 yards. So 3rd down, so tight, short field for him, and this time Hatfield's going for a pass and almost gets it down to number 25, but that one is broken up by number 12, Gage Lettingham. That one was for Hatfield and intended for Trey Ferguson. And he had it in his hand, and Gage Lettingham takes it, smacks it just right out of his hands, and so that is going to bring up 4th down for the Bearcats. So fantastic play by Lettingham to break up that pass. Walton-Verona not able to get too much going on the passing plays right now. As we said, the wind's starting to pick up here at West Carter.
Hatmaker's pass is incomplete.
And so that was going to be a pass by Hatmaker, but that is going to turn over the ball on downs. So West Carter's going to take over in on their own. Looks to be about 27-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 for West Carter on their own 27. Or, excuse me, about the 29-yard line. West Carter 2 wide receivers on the left, 1 on the left, 2 on the right. And West Carter, they're going to get a flag on this one. And this is going to be a false start against West Carter.
False start. They'll be 1st and 15 from their 25-yard line.
So that's going to push them back 5 yards. So it'll be 1st and 15 for West Carter coming out here on their possession here in the 2nd quarter. There's the snap, handing it off to Klein. He reverses direction, and he's going to pick up maybe a foot on the play. And so that's going to bring up 2nd down for West Carter. They're going to say that he made it back to the line, maybe about a yard.
A yard.
So it'll be 2nd and 14 for the Comets. 9:27 left to go here in the first half. And this one's handed off to Klein again as he trucks it up the middle, and he's still on his feet. And he picked up maybe about 7 or 8 yards on that one. And so that's going to bring up third down for Wes Carter. Haven't seen too many third downs so far here today for Wes Carter.
Bring up third down and 5 yards to go.
So it'll be 3rd and 5. Picks up 9 on the play. As the Walton-Verona faithful getting all fired up for this third down. Klein's in the backfield. Perry's in the shotgun. There's the snap. He's looking upfield. Bond cuts back and gets the pass, and he's got the first down. And he is finally taken down about the 47-yard line. So that is going to be another Wes Carter first down and another good connection from Perry to Bond. On the right hand, on the near field side to us on his right hand side. Gets it all the way up to about the 47-yard line. Bond tightening in on the right-hand side. Receiver on the far left, carrying the shotgun. Takes the snap. This time he hands it off to Klein. He veers off to the right, and he's going to be stopped right at about midfield. They're going to give him forward progress.
Okay, takes the ball to midfield. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Comets.
So that he gained just about 5 yards, but they're going to mark him down right at the 50-yard line. Makes it a midfield, and it's going to be 2nd down and 6 for Wes Carter. 7 minutes, 30 seconds left to go here in the half. Walton-Verona starting to show blitz. But they hand it off to Klein, and he is off on the left-hand side. He's picked up a first down, and he's still on his feet. He's still on his feet and ends up getting brought down right around the 31-yard line.
That 31-yard line. That first down brought to you by Messick.
So another first down for Latavius Klein, as he has definitely been a force to reckon with here today. Wes Carter's hit him with a few good passes at some key times, especially on that third down we seen just a little bit ago, and then that 58-yard bomb from Perry to Bond a little bit earlier. But most of what Wes Carter has been doing has been on the ground. There's the snap. Gets this one off to Cole Crampton. And he's going to fight his way up to about the 29-yard line.
Takes it down to the 29-yard line. Pick up 3 yards. He's 2nd down and 7 to go for the Comets.
So he picks up 3 on the play, so it's going to be 2nd and 7 now for Wes Carter. Off of the Cole Crampton run. Crampton still out there, giving Klein a break. Wes Carter, 1 wide receiver on the left, 2 on the right. Has his fullback on the side, but they're going to hand it off to Crampton again, and he's going to slip from the middle over to the left, and he is going to be close to a first down.
Close to first down yards. He got
but
ball down to the.
But they're going to mark him just about a yard and a half short. So it'll be 3rd and 2 for Wes Carter. That's Latavius Klein's back in the backfield. Bond on the far right-hand side. McGlone on the left. And we're going to get another timeout here. Wes Carter's going to take their second timeout of the half. They'll have 1 left here with 5 minutes and 14 seconds left to go in the first half. Our score right now is Wes Carter 20, Walton-Verona nothing. We'll be back here in 30 seconds on the Mantis Sports Media Network.
The black truck. Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know. That's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
And we're back here at Blankenship Field at West Carter High School as it is 3rd and 1 by West Carter with 5:14 left to go in the half. Perry on the snap, gets this off to Klein. He swings it out to the left-hand side. He's at the 10, the 5, and touchdown, West Carter!
Number 21, Latavius Klein takes it to the house.
So Latavius Klein has definitely been a busy man here this afternoon, picking up every West Carter touchdown so far here this afternoon.
Takes the all-time lead in yards.
And with that touchdown, Latavius Klein has reached and has broken the West Carter all-time rushing record. So we'd like to congratulate him on that fantastic feat.
That touchdown brought to you by Duval Moore Funeral Home.
Latavius Klein, definitely one of the best in the state as far as points go. He was number 1 until they're going to looks like they're going to get the 2-point conversion in. So West Carter bumps the score up to 28-0 with 5:06 left to go here in the half. As we said, Latavius Klein was number 1 in the state in total points scored based on per game average. But however, he got knocked down a little bit to number 2 this week. Of course, the rushing back that he had that knocked him out also kicks the extra point. So it's kind of hard, tough to beat that out with someone that they scored the touchdown and then they scored the extra points as well. But West Carter sitting right now very comfortable, but with a 28-0 lead here with 5:06 left to go in the first half. So Walton-Verona is going to have to figure something out here to stop this West Carter running streak. They have definitely been on fire here this afternoon. Of course, just right when you think that West Carter is going to stop, or Walton-Verona is going to stop the pass, Ori Perry comes out and breaks out some fantastic passing, hitting Bond twice so far this afternoon. Garrett Wolf right now sitting the ball up at the 40-yard line. They'll be kicking it off for the Comets. Walton-Verona 1 man deep. There's the kickoff. It's a low line drive, and this one's going to be picked up around the 15-yard line. And he's still on his feet, and he's going to be tapped in and brought down right around the 40-yard line. Right around the 40-yard line, but there's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Happened in the backfield away from the tackle, and this is going to be a holding call against the Bearcats. I believe that was number 9 returned that. Logan Warren made a fantastic 25-yard return, but now he's going to, of course, they're going to lose some yardage on the hold. So they're going to tack that on to the end of the
28-yard line
of the reception. So that's going to take him up to about the 28-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bearcats. This one's pitched out to the right-hand side by number 14, and he is brought down. Number 14's Jacob Gaines.
Number 14 Gaines on the carry.
He picks up about 3 or 4.
It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Bearcats.
So he picks up 3 on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and 7 for Walton-Verona. Two wide receivers on the right, one on the left. Two backs behind the quarterback, has a man in motion. Hands this one off up to the middle to number 14. That's Gaines.
14 Gaines on the carry again.
And he's going to pick up,
picks up 2 yards.
About 2 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 5 for Walton-Verona.
3rd down and 5 yards to go.
4 minutes left to go here in the first half. Wes Carter now getting in the defensive formation. That's 4 up front. And Hatmaker tries to get the pass, and that is going to be completed right around the 40-yard line, so it looks like they are going to pick up a first down.
25, Ferguson.
That was over to number 25, Trey Ferguson. So Hatmaker to Ferguson to pick up the first down for Walton-Verona.
6 yards on that play. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bearcats from their own 40-yard line.
So they get it up to the 40-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10. Walton-Verona trying to get that goose egg off the scoreboard here this afternoon. As there's the snap, Hatmaker back to pass. Gets this one and almost picked off by Klein again. So that one's it was intended from Hatmaker to Ferguson. And Klein on the excellent defense breaks up the pass. And we're going to get another timeout here. This is going to be an official's timeout. There's a player down. There's a Walton-Verona player down right now. That's where the official's timeout is coming from. It might have been Ferguson down after the play. Him and Klein both went up for the pass by Hatmaker. Broken up, and we got a player down around the 27-yard line. We won't show him on camera here. But we'll take a 60-second break, and we'll be back here at Wes Carter with more 2A football.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable.
Sorry to cut the PSA short, but we're back here at Wes Carter. That was number 25 injured on the sideline as Hatmaker gets this one up. And another broken up pass.
Hatmaker's pass intended for number 34, Shalver.
This time that was intended for number 34, Colton Shalver. And so that's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 for Walton-Verona. So definitely having some problems here this afternoon trying to get the balls to his receivers. As he's got one wide receiver, man in motion. This time he hands it off on the play, and he is going to be dropped down the line for a loss. That was number 14, Jacob Gaines.
Brought down in the backfield.
And so he was brought down probably about a good 5 yards back. And so that's going to bring up 4th and about 14 to go for the Bearcats. So definitely not been Walton-Verona's night here so far.
Bond as number 4, Hatmaker gets ready to punt.
Hatmaker, the quarterback, once again set to punt for Walton-Verona. And there's the kick. Bond is back, but this one's going to fall right around the 38-yard line. And it rolls all the way down to about the about 33, 34 yard line. So Wes Carter is going to take over again on after another Walton-Verona punt. Of course, still misting rain out here today. The heavy or the actual rain falling is not happening too much. Like I said, it's just a fine mist that you can see out in the lights here. Of course, definitely causing some problems on the reception end. Wes Carter have two wide outs, a couple fullbacks. Gets this one off, hands it off to Klein as he takes off to the right, hits a man, and he is made it all the way up to the 45-yard line, but there is a flag on the play. We'll see what the call is here. And this is going to be holding against the Comets. And so that's going to be a 10-yard penalty. And so that's going to take Wes Carter just a little bit back behind. It's going to take him down to the 35-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 14. That is a spot foul, so it was from the spot of the foul. Wes Carter set up two wide receivers, one on the left, one on the right. Perry gets it, hands it off to Klein. And Klein just about makes it up to the original line of scrimmage. So he picks up just about 5 on the play.
Brings the ball up about 6 yards.
So that will be 2nd down and 9 for Wes Carter. And gets this one up to Klein, and he is still on his feet as he makes it over to the right and makes it up to about the 49-yard line. So that's going to be another 1st down for Wes Carter off of another Klein run off to the right. So Wes Carter trying to march up the field, give themselves a little bit more cushion. Perry hands it off to Klein again. Sweeps back off over to the right, cuts off to the right, and he's made it up to about the 48-yard line.
Second and 7 for the Comets.
So that'll be 2nd down and 8 for Wes Carter as Klein picks up 2 on that last run. Perry gets the snap, hands it off to Klein again. He sweeps off to the right-hand side, and he's going to get down to about
down to the 43.
He's going to get down to about the 43, and so that's going to be bringing up a 3rd down situation, and Wes Carter is going to call their last timeout here of the half. With 25.2 seconds left to go here in the first half. Wes Carter takes the timeout. So definitely been a running night for Wes Carter as they've been able to march it up the field. Mostly on the back of Latavius Klein, but they've had a couple very good passing plays. A good 3rd down passing play from Perry to Bond, and then also Perry to Bond for a 58-yard bomb down the field. That helps set up another Klein touchdown. So 25.2 seconds left. Wes Carter spreading out the field. Cole Crampton in the backfield with Perry in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers on the left. Has Bond isolated on the right. There's the snap. Perry looking for the pass, has Bond wide open, and that's going to stop the clock with 20.9 seconds left, and that's going to be another Wes Carter 1st down. So he gets that right up to about the 35-yard line. So Wes Carter still got 35 yards before taking it to the house. 20.9 seconds left to go on the clock. And Wes Carter spreading out the field again, isolating Bond on the right. Perry gets the snap. This time he's looking to his left and looking deep, and nobody around in the area. I think that one was intended for McGlone, but nobody was in the general vicinity of the pass, and so that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for Wes Carter. Still at the 35-yard line. Wes Carter taking a shot downfield, trying to put a few more points up on the board, give themselves a nice cushion before going into the locker room at the half. Crampton's in the backfield with Perry, spreading out 2 wide receivers on each side. There's the snap, and he's looking to pass and gets this one. And they're going to say that he was completed, but that is going to end things out here for Wes Carter and for the first half.
28.
So our score right now at the half is Wes Carter 28, Walton-Verona nothing here at the half. So we'll take a couple-minute break here, and then we'll be back hopefully with some stats live here at Wes Carter High School. This is Jeff Irwin with Manta Sports Media presentation.
16-year-old junior here at Wes Carter High School. 2 weeks ago, she was on a hike at Lakiji when she fell 40 feet.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Awkward. Do I look familiar? I should. You might remember me from here. Here. Or maybe even here. But an awkward silence can be a great thing. It can actually be a perfect moment to reach out to a friend and ask if they're okay if they seem down. It doesn't matter how you say it.
You all right?
Everything's okay?
All G?
You all right, girl? You cool?
You bugging dog.
Just show you're there for them. Go on, Kelly. Seize the awkward.
Hey, you haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
And we're back here at Wes Carter High School at halftime. 13 minutes left to go in the half. And they were just making the announcement of Presley Brewster, a cheerleader. I believe she's a junior here at Wes Carter High School, was involved in a terrible accident following over in Round County at Rocky, one of the cliffs over there. And she's been on life support and a ventilator, and she has been showing some signs of improvement. And so all of our thoughts and prayers are with her as they're taking up a donation right now here at the at the football stadium for her medical bills. There is a GoFundMe page for Presley Brewster, so if you look that up and would feel inclined to make a donation, the family would sure appreciate it on there. So she's definitely showing some improvement, but still has a long road ahead, a lot of physical therapy and everything else down the road. So we are here at the half, and so far it has been all Wes Carter and more specifically, all Latavius Klein, as he has put up all the points on the board so far here, because with the exception of the point afters, right now our score is 28 West Carter, Walton-Verona 0. Of course, definitely a hard kind of ball game to come back from, especially in this kind of field position, or in this kind of field condition that we have out here. It is definitely muddy. I've seen, of course, Hatmaker trying to get some passes going out there. Has just been about picked off a few times by Klein and Lettingham. And so he's been having a rough night here tonight. But definitely he's looking, I'm sure he's looking to improve up for the second half. Of course, Walton-Verona and West Carter, both typically teams that have a large spread generally out there. If you take a look at Walton-Verona's history of their scores so far this season, they are typically on top of teams 36, 34 to 8, 47 to 8, 47 to 6. So they are used to having a good lead well on into the season, or during the season. But here tonight, showing up a very tough West Carter team, and West Carter showing exactly why they are number 2 in the state. So as we take a look now, we'll get some stats here. Okay, let's see. That is from the previous night. Get the correct ones on here. I'd like to thank Zach Stevens for providing the stats so far. So far, West Carter has picked up 13 first downs in the first half to Walton-Verona's 2. West Carter has been hit up with 2 penalties for 15 yards, and Walton-Verona has been hit up for 4 penalties for 35 yards. So far, no turnovers, but there has been a fumble that was recovered by West Carter in the first half. West Carter has rushed the ball 23 times for a total of 175 yards, and Walton-Verona unexpectedly has run the ball 15 times for a total of 12 yards. As far as passing, West Carter is on top. Perry is 4 for 5 in passing, and for a total of 76 yards, while Trey Hatmaker is 1 for 8 for a total of 6 yards. So for total yards, West Carter's run a total of 28 plays in the first half for a total of 251 yards. And surprisingly, West Carter defense holding Walton-Verona over 23 plays just for a total of 18 yards in the first half. West Carter is definitely a very tough defense, and they are showing it here today.
Split the pot ticket. If you want to get those out, I'll read the number here.
And then taking a look at individual rushing.
056.
Latavius Klein has run the ball 18 times and has picked up 157 yards. Cole Crampton, number 5, has ran the ball 3 times for a total of 21 yards. And then Perry kept the ball 1 time. I believe that was on that drop snap. They had him running for a loss of 3 yards. So definitely the tale of the tape and the tale of the story here this afternoon. It has definitely been all West Carter so far here this afternoon, holding the Bearcats, the Walton-Verona Bearcats, just to 18 yards across 24 minutes of play. Definitely something that is tough to do. So it is not a good night for Walton-Verona, but we still do have a half to play. So West Carter generally will come out striking hard during the first half, but then during the second half typically gets a running clock, and they are then usually it's kind of shorter and they don't put up as many points in the second half. But so far it has been all West Carter all the time here this afternoon. So taking a look now at our Facebook page, Glad to see all of you out there here this afternoon, either from the National Federation TV service or from our Facebook site. Glad to see you on there. Glad to see Rochelle Stamper. Had to go all the way out and come back. So it was good. David Weaver, good to see you on there as well. Joel Foltz cheering on Jackson Bond. Thanks, Emily Waddell, for sharing this. Tanya Rowe. Yeah, it's definitely been a good night here for Wes Carter. Thanks, Barb Jones, for checking in. David Kidd, yes, they do have some good hands that's out there as well. I do apologize for the sound that we had out there. I got the new mixer board and some equipment that we had. So I forgot to turn up the volume because last time I kind of caught myself with a candid moment off the air. I was talking about how cold it was and how my nose was kind of dripping, and that went across the air during a commercial. So I've been trying not to do that here tonight. But thank y'all for sticking with me and letting me know about that. So thanks, Von Perry and Barb Jones and Tina Lyles for helping me out with that. Good seeing you, David Weaver. Cheering on Dylan Rowe. He has definitely been a powerhouse here today and keeping Walton-Verona down to 18 yards. Michael Ettingham cheering on the West Carter Comets as well. And thank you, Rennie Steinwalks. I hope I pronounced your name right. Cheering on the boys from Western New York. Glad to see you all the way here and tuning in to West Carter and Walton-Verona football. Summer Parker, thanks for sharing and cheering on Gavin. As well as Sam Williams cheering on Samuel and Raymond, watching in from West Virginia. Good to see you here today. Michael Lettingham cheering on Gage, as well as Jessica Salyer Lettingham. Tim Crum cheering on Wes Carter. Thanks, Connie Hunter, for coming in, cheering on Cole Crampton. And yes, we definitely do want to congratulate Latavius Klein for becoming the West Carter all-time rusher. And so he has definitely been a powerhouse here for West Carter and has a bright future ahead of him. No word yet on if he's committed to play anywhere after high school. If we get that word, we will get that over there to you. Thanks for staying in Anita Rowe. McGlone out there for telling them to put the hammer down. And, of course, Lisa Charlie Klein cheering on Latavius. Proud mama right there as she's watching her boy come out here and playing some great football here today, putting up 20, I think about 26 of the points so far here today. Helen Stevens cheering on the Comets, as well as Sharon Brown. Bill Kaiser, thanks for cheering in, cheering on the Comets. Chris Refka saying, yes, stack the box. They have 9 in the box, especially when you're facing a team like West Carter that is known for just driving it. As we said so far, not too many passes by West Carter so far, but what they have done has been very effective. Thanks, Greg Collinsworth, for the update. Looks like as of 9 minutes ago, Ashland is on top of Fleming County, 35-0. So both Ashland and Fleming in the 16th region around here. Glad to see both of them make it into the third round, but Ashland's on top right now. Good to see you here tonight, Julie Perry. Usually she's here at the stadium and got her Snuggie on, her lovely blanket. Usually a lot of times she gets in here and makes a few posts, but glad to be able to do this for you here tonight. Tim Harris, good to see you as well as Brandon Hamilton. Malik Klein checking in as well. And Connie Hunter, thank you for coming in all the way from West Virginia, cheering on the nephews Cole and Alec. And then John Lettingham cheering on number 13, Rowe. That's Dylan Rowe, and he's all the way from Mansville, Ohio. Peggy Lindell, good to see you on here today as well. So definitely a lot of good people out here taking a look at some West Carter football here so far. Matt Dixon, thanks for the update. Beechwood is on top of Breathitt County, 42-7. So it looks right now, if nothing changes, that this is probably going to end up being a West Carter versus Beechwood matchup in the semi-state round in the Final Four. Of course, if West Carter does win, and they will host the game next week, we will be right here with you to give you that Final Four matchup. And, of course, the championship match is going to be in at Kroger Field down in Lexington. Of course, 1:34 before teams take the field, so they are coming out and getting warmed up here. As looks like the rain has just about stopped, including the misting. Of course, the fog may be kind of an issue a little bit later on here. We can see just a little bit of a haze in the football lights here tonight. Otherwise, it's good being in December and playing football. Of course, usually right around this time period, we're starting to think about basketball. Of course, the University of Kentucky are starting in on basketball, and the Kentucky High School Athletic Association has the basketball season starting at the 1st of January. So after the 1st of the year, unless anything else changes on there, they'll be starting basketball just after the 1st of the year. So if we remember, West Carter won the coin toss and they deferred to the second half, so they will be picking up, they'll be receiving the ball to start things out here in the third quarter. As both teams getting warmed up. Officiating crews back on the field. So hopefully we'll get an exciting second half here as we said, it's either a mist or fog rolling in or just a very light rain. Of course, taking a look at the radar a little bit earlier, it said that it was supposed to rain for just a little bit and then hopefully go just south of us, but it all depends on which way the wind blows and everything. Punter, and also he's the kicker here for Walton-Verona. Of course, Walton-Verona coming out of the northern Kentucky area.
Like to remind everyone that wearing masks.
As Walton-Verona will be kicking off, going from right to left to start things out here in the third quarter.
will be escorted from the stadium.
Jackson Bond set to go back deep for West Carter with Latavius Klein.
The drive-in, Henry's Market and Deli. Hatmaker getting ready to kick off for the Bearcats.
There's the horn ending the half, and so we're ready for kickoff here. There's the whistle. Kicks this one off, and it looks like it's an onside kick, but that one is...
That's just a onside kick.
But that one did not travel too far. That one, I believe, went a total of about 6 yards on the kickoff.
7-yard line.
Of course, hard to tell tonight if that was a true onside kickoff or if that was just a foot got stuck in the mud here. But West Carter's going to be starting off in Bearcat territory. They're going to be right on the 47-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 for West Carter. Perry's in the shotgun, Klein's behind him in the backfield. 2 wide receivers on the right, 1 on the left. There's the snap, hands this one off to Klein, and he goes up the middle. And they're pushing the pile, and they finally get him down right around the 44-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down for West Carter. Pickup of about 4 on the play for Klein, so it'll be 2nd and 6. Of course, definitely not a good spot in the field to be playing in right now. It seems like right between the 45 and the 30-yard line is a mud pit down there. Perry takes it from the shotgun, hands it off to Klein up the middle, and he is going to be close to a 1st down.
Klein on the carry again.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down for West Carter.
3rd and 1 for the Comets.
3rd and 1. West Carter's 3rd play of the drive. First 2 plays have been Klein up the middle. Perry gets a snap, hands it off to Klein up the middle. He's got a 1st down, and they're shoving the pile and finally bringing him down.
Klein pushes the ball down to the 29.
Gets the ball down to about the 29-yard line, so that was almost a 8-yard run by Klein. Takes it all the way down to about the takes it down to the 29-yard line, so that'll be 1st and 10 for West Carter. West Carter tightened it up a little bit. 1 wide receiver out on the left, bringing Bond in close to on the right. This time hands Klein over, he hits the mud puddle, and finally brought down after about a few-yard gain. Be 2nd down for West Carter. Looks like he picked about 2 up on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 8. West Carter still tightening it up again. 1 wide receiver on the left. Klein still in the backfield. This time Perry fakes it off to Klein and gets it down to Bond. And he is going to have a West Carter touchdown. And so that is a fantastic as Perry fakes the handoff to Latavius Klein and finds Jackson Bond in the middle of the field for another West Carter touchdown. So that's going to be 34-0. And that's West Carter's first passing touchdown here of the evening. So West Carter looks like they're going to be going for 2. Perry's under center, hands this one off to Klein, and Klein goes untouched to the left and picks up the 2-point conversion. So that's going to make our score here at West Carter with 9:37 left to go in the 3rd quarter. West Carter 36, Walton-Verona nothing. We'll be back here in 30 seconds again on the Mantis Sports Media Network.
You can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
So we're here. Walton-Verona gets the kickoff. About a 25-yard kickoff for Wolf. As we have another running clock here at West Carter again. This time swings it over. Good hit there by West Carter's number 8, Caden Wilson.
Number 8, Caden Wilson.
That was number 7, Tyson Beach on the run. And we'll get our clock up to date with here at West Carter. As there we go, 8:15 left to go here in the third quarter. We are at a running clock as West Carter's on top, 36-0 so far. There's the snap, hands it off up toward the middle. He's still on his feet. He's broken a few tackles, gets down to about the 40-yard line.
Brings it down to the 40-yard line. It'll be third.
Looks like that was number 26, Jonathan Freeman on the run. Be second down for Walton-Verona. Be third down and 5. Walton-Verona has 2 wide receivers on the left, 1 on the right, 2 backs. Quarterback's under center. Gets the snap, hands it off to the left-hand side, and he's going to be stopped at about the line of scrimmage by a wall of Comets. That was number 26, Jonathan Freeman on the run. And that's going to bring up 4th and 5 for Walton-Verona.
5 to go for the Bearcats.
So question, do you go for it here right now? It's a third quarter running clock. Got to put up some points to hold your head up as leaving here this afternoon. But and they are going to go for it. 2 wide receivers on the left, 1 on the right, and gets this pass off to number 25, and he connects, and he is going to get a first down. So that was Hatmaker over to Trey Ferguson. And they're going to be picking up the first down for Walton-Verona. So it'll be 1st and 10 right about the 47.5-yard line. 6:15 left to go here in the third quarter. Two wide receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Hatmaker's under center, gets the snap. He drops back, looking to pass. Handed it over to number 25 again, bumps, and he does make the connection. And he is finally brought down by number 8, Caden Wilson. So that was about I believe that was almost a 36-yard reception by Walton-Verona. And so they are in the red zone for the first time this afternoon. So good pass there by Hatmaker over to number 25, Trey Ferguson. Hands this one off up toward the middle. And he's going to have second and goal.
Freeman on the carry.
Be about at the 3-yard line.
Picks up a couple of yards. And second and goal inside the 1.
So Walton-Verona knocking on the door, their first score here this afternoon. Off of a good, fantastic pass by Trey Hatmaker. Over on the left-hand side to Ferguson. There's the snap. This time hands the ball off to number 7. And that's going to bring up 3rd 7. They're going to mark him just short. So that was Tyson Beach on the play. And so that's going to be 3rd and 1. It's still 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal
for Walton-Verona. Still knocking on the door. I hate to get this close and not be able to drive it home, but we'll see what this 3rd down brings. West Carter's had a good rushing defense here tonight. Hatmaker's under center. Hands it right off, and referees are looking at it. They have not made a call just yet.
West Carter players are indicating that there was a fumble.
So the announcer mentions that there was a fumble on the play, and that is going to go to West Carter. So Walton-Verona gets it down to the 1-yard line. I believe usually Freeman, I think a lot of times, is the one that runs it in. A little bit hard to see with the dirty uniforms and everything, but they get it down to the 1-yard line, and the officials said that there was a fumble on the play, and West Carter recovered it. So this is going to be 1st down and 10 for West Carter from the 1-yard line. So not a good position, field position to start things out with, but they shut the door on Walton-Verona. So Perry back in the shotgun in his end zone, hands that one off to Klein. He makes it out, but there is a flag in the backfield. And looks like this one is going to be a sideline warning against the Bearcats. So no penalty against West Carter or Walton-Verona. That was a sideline warning. Usually when the players get too close to the sideline,
4 yards on the carry, bring up 2nd down.
And the official can't work, they will call a sideline warning. So no penalty there. So West Carter is going to be having 2nd and 6. As Perry takes a high snap, and this one is going to be to Bond, and he makes the connection, and he is off, and he is going to go the 30, the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown, West Carter. But there is a flag on the play as the fireworks went off, but 2 flags are down.
That touchdown brought to you by Big Valley North Euro.
And this one's probably more than likely going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct, but we will take a look and see what the officials come up with. The touchdown is good, and it is an unsportsmanlike conduct against West Carter.
On the kickoff.
And so that one's going to be assessed on the kickoff. I'm sure that it was at the end of the play when Bond threw back the ball. And that was definitely, of course, a fantastic pass. That was his 2nd touchdown here on the night from Perry to Bond, and just gets too overexcited, and that brings the flags for the unsportsmanlike conduct. So West Carter does get the touchdown, and so that is 42-0 right now. West Carter looks like they're going to be kicking the ball here for the extra point. with 44 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. There's the snap. Ball's down. Wolf's kick is up, and it is good. And so West Carter is on top, 43-0, thanks to the Perry to Bond pass. Takes it the whole length of the field. They were down around the 5-yard line. So that was a 95-yard pass from Perry to Bond. And that's going to be finishing things out here for the third quarter, as West Carter is on top, 43-0. So we'll be back here in 30 seconds again, live from West Carter High School. This is Jeff Irwin and the Manta Sports Media Network.
With her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out.
And Jeff DeMantis Irwin back here again in Blankenship Field here at West Carter, as West Carter is going to be kicking this one off from the 25-yard line after the 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct at the end of the touchdown. So West Carter is on top, 43-0, starting off the fourth quarter here. Of course, we are underneath a rolling clock situation. Of course, Walton-Verona has 3 players back to receive, all around the 30-yard line. Of course, Wolf has not put it too deep except for the one time in which there was a penalty by Walton-Verona that moved the ball up for West Carter to kick this one off. And there's the kick, and this one is good and deep. Takes it right about the 30-yard line. Bobbled. And he is hit right around the 40-yard line. Of course, the clock, that was the third quarter. They put a few seconds up left from the third quarter, so now we're going to be entering into the fourth quarter.
Around the 40-yard line. They'll start out first and 10.
They put a few seconds back on the clock to after the touchdown. And so now we got 12 minutes left to go here in the game. So West Carter still on top at the end of 3, 43-0. But the Walton-Verona Bearcats will be taking over right around the 40-yard line. So it'll be first and 10 for them. So Walton-Verona very close on their last possession, getting it all the way down to the 1-yard line. And then ended up fumbling it. Being recovered by West Carter, and then West Carter drove it just about the entire length of the field. Klein pushed it up about 4 yards, and then that was on the 5-yard line, and then you had Perry to Bond for a 95-yard pass. So this will actually be about the 39-yard line for Walton-Verona, as we have a rolling clock here at West Carter. Hatmaker under center, gets a snap, hands this one off, and he's going to drive it up maybe about 3 or 4 yards. That was number 42, Ben Type.
Ben Type on the carry, picks up 3 yards.
So he's going to pick up 3 yards, and so it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Bearcats. Of course, they're hoping to try to get to save some face and make a score here late in the fourth quarter, but West Carter so far pitching out the shutout for 3 quarters. Besides that, of course, that last drive for Walton-Verona got it just, they were knocking right on the door. Hatmaker looking to pass, and he's got a man down at the end, but they are going to call, looks like it's going to be pass interference against the Comets. Hatmaker was trying to get that one, I believe, to number 38, Jeffrey Kratzenberg. On the right-hand side, and so that's going to be passing interference by Wes Carter.
15-yard penalty on the pass.
And that'll be a 15-yard penalty.
For the Bearcats.
So that's going to push the ball all the way up to about the Wes Carter 43-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Walton-Verona Bearcats. 2 wide receivers, one on the left, one on the right. Hands this one off up to the middle. Looks like to number 9, Logan Warren.
Number 9, Warren on the carry.
And that'll bring up second down.
3 yards, it'll be second down and 7.
Be 2nd and 7 for the Bearcats. Right at about the 40-yard line. 9 minutes, 56 seconds left to go here at Wes Carter. As the rain has finally stopped here, no sprinkles or anything, just a little bit of fog rolling in. Hatmaker taking a look at the left-hand side. He's got a man down the field, but this one is, should have been picked off. Had 2 Wes Carter players going after it. It was number 8, Wilson, and number 12, Lettingham. They broke up the passing play themselves, and that should have been a picked-off play, but nobody called the ball, and both of them ran into each other. Wilson seems a little bit shaken up after that one, but that's going to bring up 3rd down and 7 for Walton-Verona. Wes Carter trying to get into the defensive set. And hands this one off to number 42. As that's going to bring up 4th down for the Bearcats. Number 42 is Ben Type.
Gain of 3 yards. It brings up 4th down and 4 yards.
He'll get 3 yards on the run, so that'll be 4th down and 4 to go for the Bearcats. So definitely, like I said, this is kind of some no man's land, but at this point in time, why not go for it? You got to get some points up on the board somehow. Two wide receivers on the right, one on the left, 2 in the back. Wes Carter showing blitz. And gets this one handed off over to the right, but that is going to be just short of the 1st down.
Bearcats turn the ball over.
And so Wes Carter is going to get the ball over on downs.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line of the Bearcats.
So the Bearcats got it up to the 36-yard line of Wes Carter and end up turning the ball over on downs. It'll be 1st and 10 for Wes Carter right at the 36-yard line. So far it looks like Wes Carter is, for the first time in school history, barring anything happening, will be making it to the Final Four of the Kentucky 2A football playoffs. And it looks like they bring in the backup quarterback, and they run this one off over to the right-hand side. Yes, they brought in number 18, Eli Estep. So they're going to let Perry enjoy the rest, give him a little bit of a break with 7 minutes left to go here in the football game.
5 yards on the carry.
Get Eli Estep some reps. Estep is a sophomore, so probably more than likely going to be next year's starter. Brings up 2nd and 4 for Wes Carter. Estep hands this one off to number 1. Flag on the play. Gave that one over to Cade Oppenheimer on the sweep over to the right. And this one's going to be a personal foul against Wes Carter.
Wes Carter called for a hold on the play. It'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Bring up second and
So personal foul against Wes Carter. They'll be bringing up second down. About a 10-yard penalty. So that'll be second and 14 for Wes Carter. Drives them back inside the 30. E-step running out of the shotgun. Gets a snap. Hands this one over to Oppenheimer again. And Oppenheimer drives it over to the right, and they're going to stop his forward progress right around the 36-yard line. So it'll bring up third down for Wes Carter.
Picks up 8 yards on that carry. Brings up third down and 12.
So it'll be about 3rd and 11 for Wes Carter. About 5 minutes, 15 seconds left to go here in the game. Wes Carter pulling most of their starters, getting their reserves out there, getting them some playing time. E-step gets this one to Oppenheimer. The ball is loose, and that one is going to be down. They're going to say Wes Carter recovered it. I think that was number 26, Brett Daly, recovers the ball right at the 35-yard line. And so that's going to bring up 4th down for Wes Carter. So it's going to be 4th and about 12. Or excuse me, 4th and 11.
Back deep for the Bearcats is number 3.
And Bearcats right now looking like they're getting ready to set to receive the punt.
Bond set the punt.
Looks like number 32, McGlone, going to be, he's set back to punt for Wes Carter. As they finally get all their players on the field. Another one running on. And so Wes Carter is going to be flagged for a delay of game. So that's going to push him back another 5 yards. And so that will take it down to about 4th and 17 for Wes Carter. They get the delay of game. Couldn't get the right personnel on the field. They kept on sending them up all the way until when the flag was thrown. A lot of times you get that with a lot of reserve players, but Wes Carter just looking now to start to run out this clock as McGlone's set to and some whistles on the field. And they're going to throw a flag, and this one is going to be offsides against the Bearcats.
Correction, bring the ball back 5 yards, so it'll be 4th and 12.
So Wes Carter picks up 5 yards, picking up that the ground that they just lost from the delay of game. So it'll be 4th and 12 for Wes Carter. Definitely one of the longest 4th downs we've seen here tonight. As McGlone gets the kickoff, drops right near the 47-yard line, rolls all the way to the Bearcat 45.
Bearcat 45-yard line.
About a 25-yard punt for McGlone. With 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to go here in the game. Walton-Verona would be taking over on their own 45-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10. Walton-Verona's got to do something here if they want to try to put some points up on the board here tonight and prevent the shutout. Walton-Verona running with 2 wide receivers, one on the left, one on the right. Fullback on the right-hand side. 2 in the back, under center. Hatmaker's under center, hands the ball off. He sweeps out to the right, makes it past the 50, and is finally brought down. That was number 21, Robert Sterin.
Number 21, Streen on the carry.
Streen. And so he'll pick up, he'll get up 7 yards, and it'll be 7 and 3 for Walton-Verona. But time is running out as we're nearing. Or he made 7 on the play there and gets it down 2nd and 3 with about 1 minute left to go. And hands this off to number 21 again, Serene, and he's got a first down and a couple yards.
Serene on carry again, picks up first down for Walton-Verona.
And so this may just about finish things off with about 40 seconds left to go here in the game. Maybe time for Walton-Verona to get a shot or two off.
Jeremy and Missy Nick. The official game sponsor was Drive-In and Henry's Market in Deli.
Hatmaker's getting under center, 23 seconds on the clock. So he's dropping back. He's going to take a look. Has a man down left. And he has made the connection, and there is not going to be a shutout here tonight. As it looks like that was to number 25, Trey Ferguson. And so a Hatmaker to Ferguson.
Will be hosting the game in the Final Four.
Takes it all the way down to 10.9 seconds left to go on the clock. And so that's probably going to be finishing out things here as Walton-Verona looks like, don't know if they're going to try to go for 2 or not. They got a wide receiver out far to the right. But West Carter will be hosting next week the Final Four game.
Please stay after the game as we will have a trophy presentation.
And so this is going to be West Carter's first ever regional championship. Of course, West Carter has not played Walton-Verona since they took the movement to 2A. Hatmaker tries to get the pass over on the left-hand side for the 2-point conversion, and it is no good.
Here Thomas Lee, 43.
So that's going to have 43-6, and more than likely that's going to be us finishing out things here. Probably our final score, unless somebody gets wide open on the opening kickoff. But this is the first time that West Carter has taken on Walton-Verona since they moved to 2A. West Carter for a long time was at 3A, but has not faced Walton-Verona since then, and is going to be coming away with the victory here today. Of course, as we said, this is going to be West Carter's first ever regional title in school history. Second time in school history making it all the way to the regional title, so this is going to put West Carter in the Final Four. As more than likely,
kicking off for Walton-Verona is number
West Carter will probably be taking on Beechwood next week in the Final Four matchup, and then the winner of that game will be playing down at Kroger Field in Lexington for the 2A state championship.
Number 21 Klein and 12 Gage Raham.
Of course, Beechwood is number 4 in 2A so far. And kind of a squib kick. Gets it all the way down to about the 30-yard line. There's about a 30-yard kick, and so that is going to be it for here at West Carter as our final score. And the fireworks in the air here tonight. Ambulance getting in on the cheer, throwing in the, and Coach Barker getting the Gatorade or ice water bath. Not a good night to get it being that cold, but gets the ice bucket across the head. As, of course, earlier I forgot to mention, Daniel Barker is the 2A District 8 Coach of the Year. And number 21, Latavius Klein, is the 2A District 8 Player of the Year. As the teams getting ready to receive their...
are set to present the regional runner-up trophy to the Walton-Verona Bearcats.
And so the Walton-Verona Bearcats comes away being runners-up in this regional tournament. And Wes Carter is going to be picking up their first ever regional championship.
Championship trophy to your Wes Carter Comets.
So first time in school history.
First ever regional championship.
Getting a regional championship. Came close last time, knocked on the door. Ended up falling in the third round, but they are going to be moving on to the Final Four here in the 2A state football playoffs. So, this is a special group of players that's out here. Of course, we want to thank Walton-Verona for coming out. Definitely been an interesting season, with COVID and everything else, not knowing if you're going to be playing from week to week. All these players deserve a lot of respect for being out here. But we definitely want to congratulate the Wes Carter Comets in a fantastic win here at home. And they will be at home again next week. Of course, they're going to be facing on either Beechwood or Breathitt County. Of course, from one of the earlier score reports, it looks like more than likely it's going to be Beechwood. Of course, as we said, Beechwood is number 4 in the state, so it should be a good matchup between them. We'll have some more stats and everything ready to go next week for the pregame. So we'll take just a little bit of a break here and let you see the Comets out here on the field. This is Jeff Irwin from Anthem Sports Media. We'll be back here in just a little bit, live from Wes Carter. And so as we see Wes Carter High School getting their pep talk from Coach Daniel Barker, the 2A District 8 champion. Not champion. Well, they were the District 2A District 8 champion. But Daniel Barker, the Coach of the Year for District 8, and then Latavius Klein, the Player of the Year for District 2-8. So I'd like to thank everybody for staying in with us here today. Cold night here at Olive Hill. Definitely a wet, rainy one. Of course, the rain has stopped, and so has the drought of these teams. Of course, both these teams fell short just last year, but this is ends the drought of Wes Carter in the district championship, regional championship match. Of course, a lot of it came off of today, off the back of Latavius Klein. Had a fantastic rushing night, but Ori Perry stepped in big time, picking up a few touchdown passes of his own, extending out his school record, passing record, as well as his number of touchdown record as well. So that will finish things here at Wes Carter High School. We'd like to thank you for tuning in to Manta Sports Media. Thank you for tuning in with us and being with us. I would like to once again congratulate the Wes Carter Comets on a fantastic win here tonight. I'd like to congratulate the Walton-Verona Bearcats for becoming regional runner-up here this year. So stay tuned with us next week. We'll be back again here at Wes Carter for a Final Four matchup, first time in Wes Carter history, as they will be in the Final Four, just 2 games away, or 1 game away from Kroger Field. Of course, you got to win the next one to make it there. But for Jeff Irwin, this is Manta Sports Media. I'd like to thank everybody for your viewing here today, and stay tuned with us, and we'll be seeing you next week I believe kickoff time hopefully set for 7:30, but we'll get that information out to you as well. So for Jeff Irwin and Manta Sports Media, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week. God bless and take care of yourself.